All right, everybody, welcome back to Sit Fearlessly. Yes. Okay, we have dug deep for Women's History Month. We have had some amazing conversations. We have talked about financial therapy. We've talked about women empowerment in the music industry. We've talked about mental health and heart health. So many amazing conversations. And we wanted to wrap it up with like an amazing woman who is also empowering other women in her respective industry and who is just a beautiful model and just inspiring all of us and who we have had the opportunity to work with and has been nothing but a gem. So we're so excited to have her here today. Yes. And I want to shout out our sponsors also. Shout out to our caterer. I will tag her so that you guys can get her services because the food is delicious. It's amazing. Her name is Charisse. And shout out to our liquor sponsor, Barquila. We are looking forward to having all of our Black and Brown owned liquor brands sponsor the show and, so we can put your brands out there and things like that. So definitely tap in with us. All right. And shout out to the Matrix Studios, of course. So I am Sue Fearless.
And I'm Gigi.
And we are here sitting with the Amani Kroom.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. I am so glad to be sitting here right now with the ladies. The energy is amazing, as always.
Yes, so excited to have you on, Queen. We're always watching what you're doing.
Yes.
You are just like phenomenal. I love to see, all of the love and empowerment that you pour into your girls. That's like one of my most favorite things about the things that you do. And I got the opportunity to go to your birthday last year, and I saw all the love in the building and all the beautiful ladies, and I just love it. I love
was a special
the
moment, for
sisterhood.
sure.
Yeah, I love the sisterhood so much. So before we dive into questions, introduce yourself and talk a little bit about what you do.
Okay. Well, hi, everybody. My name is Amani Kroom. I am one of the founders of I'm Next Modeling, and I am an executive model manager. I am a talent scout. I also help style. I am a fashion show producer. I help businesses and other different types of owners help facilitate their goals and aspirations with their businesses and building their identity.
I love it. I love it. Full resume. So let's start talking a little bit about the modeling. Yeah. So what inspired you to start your modeling agency?
So it's actually not a modeling agency, guys.
Okay.
So it's a model management company and developmental company. So it's a model developmental and management company. And what we do is we help people facilitate their goals and aspirations. We help them find their identity within the industry, right? So there's so many people who are beautiful. There are so many people who have so much talent, and they want to be a part of this huge industry and don't know how to really get in, how to really lock in these relationships, and establish themselves. And it's like, here's a safe place for you to get yourself together. The way that it started was, I've been in the industry for over 16 years, right? So me and my partner Flex, we said, we're working with all these agencies, we're coaching their girls, we're scouting their girls, we're managing their girls, but they're always coming back to us unsatisfied with the company. And they're like, I would just prefer if you could just manage me, if you could just help me, because honestly, I'm not happy here. So we steered away from it for a long time because it is a lot to deal with. These are people's lives that you are building, And we just said, you know what, we're gonna start I'm Next. And we started I'm Next, and we were supposed to start with just classes. Actually, it wasn't supposed to be management. It wasn't supposed to be any of that. It was just supposed to be training. What happened was the pandemic happened immediately after we got started. And it transitioned into something way more deeper than just training.
Right. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So your clients that you get, or I don't even want to call them clients because again, it's
They're
like
family.
It's like family. It's
We're
like a
family
sisterhood.
company.
Yes. So who you work with? Is it only like aspiring models? Like what is your type of clientele?
So our clientele, and this is such a great question because so many people would say there is a niche for everybody, right? And you don't want just anybody buying your product, but this is sort of in between those two things. If there is someone coming to us and they're like, I want to be in this industry, nobody believes in me, but I have this vision, I'm definitely going to take you on. We also do men as well. Men come, women come, and there is no special type of person. We have a lot of people that are petite. We have a lot of people that are curvy. We have a lot of people that may not identify as a woman or a man. We may have some people that may have Down syndrome or may have some other issues and mental health issues as well that are affecting how they operate. And, we just make it happen.
I love that. Yeah. So what do you think sets you apart from like other types of agencies, and what are your missions and values?
So one thing that sets us apart from the jump is the way that we treat our clients, the way that we treat our family. Each and every last person is a family member in this company. We are a family-oriented company because we want this to be a safe place. We want this to be a place where people feel comfortable to expand, to grow. This is a very sensitive time in their careers, when you're trying to figure out who you are and how you want to establish yourself and show yourself to the world. So we look at each other as family. That is one way that I would say that we are different. Many companies will say that they are family oriented. Many companies that will say we are a family, and they don't know the person in California. They don't know any models in LA. In Miami. They don't know any models in Atlanta. These models come to New York. They all meet each other. They take Zoom classes together. We are different from other companies because we are pouring in. I'm talking about pouring in. It is not just, this is the document, this is what you're gonna get, and that's it. It's answering calls at 12 a.m. because someone's having a meltdown. It's helping someone leave a relationship that is tearing them down entirely. It's helping someone find a job, when they're in between jobs and they're like, I need employment, I'm gonna lose my apartment, and you just call a friend and get them plugged in. This is so much more than just what's on the paper, black and white. This is, I care for you, I'm gonna help nurture you, I'm responsible, and I wanna make sure that in all aspects of your life, you are doing what you're supposed to be doing and that you're okay. You have a family here, you're being supported. Another way is we train models. We're training in acting. We're training in runway. We're training in posing. We're training in confidence. We're training how to be on social media. There is so many levels to this. Most importantly, model business, okay? Nobody is really teaching model business. They will give you how to go to a casting. They will give you how to land that audition, how to make a self-tape. But they're not talking about how to negotiate with these photographers that are hitting you up in your DMs. They're not talking about how to make your rate sheet, how to make your comp card, how to establish yourself as a professional and not just a model. Because you're a professional first. If you drop them, if I'm not working with them anymore, who's gonna be representing you now? You're representing yourself. You have to be a business owner. And that's how we look at them, as powerhouses. So that's what sets us apart.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I think that that's the most important thing because a lot of the times, people buy into, certain representation companies and they're not getting what they thought they would. And I agree. So I love that you do that. So I know you mentioned some things that you support in professional development. What are some other things that you support in professional development and also career growth in your clients?
In professional development and career growth. So one way is we do trainings on how to speak. Right? So a lot of times people get nervous. A lot of times people can't articulate how they feel and what they want to say. They're like, I have all of these connections. I have all of these clients, all these people in my pocket, but I don't know what to do with them. How to use that, how to be resourceful and use your resources is a big one. Another one is making sure that people are feeling like who they are. For instance, they're being who they say they are and living that in real time. So it's like you are making great waves happen for yourself. You're doing amazing things. Nobody knows about it.
Right.
Nobody knows about it.
Right.
And why is that? Another way that we help in professional development is making sure that your softwares and your books and everything is what it should be. That's one thing behind the scenes that nobody really talks about is how we keep up with all this stuff that's going on. Our schedules, our calendars, how we're corresponding via email, our databases, and how we're keeping up with these contacts, because that is what helps us to be more organized so that we can be more resourceful. And I want people to be organized. I feel like when you are organized, you are so much more productive.
So true.
And that is something that we all as business owners have to understand. So that is another way that we help them to be more professional, just building that computer sufficiency, proficiency.
Right.
And just understanding that it's not just about showing up and being beautiful.
Right.
Definitely not.
That's the easiest part.
Listen, I love the organizational part because I'm type A. And I feel like if I wasn't organized, I don't know. Everything will go to shits because there's so much going on right now at the same time. So organization is key.
Right.
Key.
And not everyone has that, which is not a bad thing, but I love that you focus on teaching that because it's organization is key, especially when you have all these contacts, like you said, all these emails we were talking about earlier to respond to and communication to upkeep. It's not easy. It is not easy. So organization is key.
Another
Yes.
thing is keeping your word.
Yes.
Keeping your word.
Yes, sorry.
Yes.
Keeping your word, people. I mean,
Yes.
it's so important for you to tell, someone, hey, I'm gonna be at this photo shoot, and then you cancel on them 30 minutes before.
Yeah. No.
Hey, yes, I'll meet with you at this coffee shop to discuss these plans that we have, and then you bail.
Right.
Your word is your bond.
Ooh,
Yes.
Your word is
yes.
your bond. If I say I'm gonna be somewhere, I will be there.
Right.
If I feel like something is gonna need to be canceled or moved or pushed around, you sincerely tell someone that you value their time. Is there anything else that we can do? And you do that in a timely manner.
Right.
You respect everybody's time, whether they're paying you, whether they're not paying you.
Right.
Because your brand is everything.
Yes,
And you don't want that
absolutely.
negative thing attached to you.
Absolutely.
At all.
Yeah.
You know?
No, that's so important. And you know what? For me too, myself, that's something that not because I don't have integrity, but sometimes I don't want to talk to anybody. So that's something that I had to learn because sometimes I felt like I was depleted. So I was like, oh my God, I'm so tired. I don't want to have this conversation right now. But I had to learn that I cannot do that. If I
Right.
say I'm going to get on a call at this time, I'm getting on that call on that time.
Right.
So yeah, that's definitely important. And I also want to shout out Kev. He jumped on the live. So shout out to Kev because he's actually the reason
nice
why.
to see Kev.
Yes.
Kev
He's
is
act-
family.
Yes.
And he is such good people. Shout out to
Yes.
950 Kev.
Yes, he's actually the reason why we were connected.
Yes,
So shout out to
yes.
Kev. Yes. Oh my God. So let's talk a little bit about, you were talking about, how to present yourself and things like that. So let's discuss the role of social media and digital platforms in promoting your clients and teaching them how to use it.
So there's so many different ways that we teach being on social media. The first thing I always ask someone is, what is your brand? What is your niche? We identify that first. And if they don't understand what a brand or what a niche is, I use this example, okay? Maybe you guys can help me with this example and you'll see how it works, okay? So tell me what you know about Michelle Obama. Tell me a few things that you know about her. Just throw some things out there.
She's
Okay.
a woman. She's a woman empowerment. She
Woman
wrote a
empowerment.
book. She speaks a lot about her
a book.
relationship. She's a wife.
Wife?
Yeah. Flotus.
She's about education.
About
Yeah.
education.
That's
yes.
a solid brand right there.
Right.
We all agree on that.
Right.
Right.
We can all agree on that. So what I say is, what do you want people to say about you when they say, who is Sue?
Yes.
I love
Who is
that.
Amani?
Yes.
That is something that you need to think about. That is your brand. So when we
Yes.
think about social media, that is exactly what it should be showcasing,
Right.
right? So when you're talking to someone and you're networking and you're like, yeah, I'm an author of a book and I am a woman empowerment activist and I'm a model and I'm an actress, and I go to your social media and see none of that, that means that there's a disconnect.
Right.
You're building an identity. Your name is attached to your identity.
Right.
So I tell a lot of people, I don't know why this says cute girl 45 on your Instagram. Your TikTok is hot baddie 43, and your email is Sasha B 44. There's no brand here.
Right.
Right.
Let's
Right.
all be the same thing on
Right.
every single last platform. We
Right.
have to build an identity.
Yes.
A lot of things that people struggle with as well is I have a family. I have a family and I want to show my family and I want to combine that with my brand. And I'm like, you can.
Right.
Just make it work. If I want
Yes.
to show my son, we probably going to do a little photo shoot, or if that's not the case, maybe the picture quality would be really good.
Right.
So there's no imbalance with
Right.
content material. right? A lot of people are multifaceted. They're makeup artists and hairstylists, and how I want a separate page for this and I want a separate page for that. It is hard work just
To
building
Yes,
one
it is.
page,
Yes, it is.
one identity, one page. You
Right.
know, and that is something people have to understand. So you need good quality. You need to make that content. Just go through your phone roll. You know, you probably have a bunch of content there. Just put it out.
Right.
So many people tell me, "Oh my goodness, I have a bunch of stuff in my drafts. I just don't have it posted." What good is that?
Right.
Right.
We overthink that a lot. That's the
Yes,
thing.
I do a
That's the
lot.
thing that I noticed. Yeah.
Yes.
A lot of people overthink the content that they're putting out. But I love the branding. I always talk about that too because I mean I'm still working on it, but I feel like for the most part I
you're working
have
on it.
branded right.
Right.
And I feel like I have branded successfully. And I think that people need to look at that, what you're putting out. You need to look at how you're putting it out, the quality, things like that, the message that you're putting out. You know, you can't just, and maybe I understand why sometimes people keep their things in their drafts because you can't just put out anything either.
Right.
It has to align.
But you need to
Right.
be proactive.
Proactive.
Right.
And you need to
Yes.
be consistent.
Yes.
Which are two keys that comes down to being successful on social media. It's not so much about, you know, when I'm posting and how I'm posting. It's more so about, are you being efficient? Are you being consistent? Because people want to follow your journey.
Right.
People want to see what you're doing. You can't be conflicted with what she's doing, how they're doing it, how everybody is doing the same thing. You just have to get started.
Yes.
There's so much power in the journey. And the last thing I'll say about that is people get inferior when they feel like, I am not at that point yet. I am not at that level yet where I can be this flashy. My apartment is not with crystal white walls and these beautiful marble floors. I don't want to feel like I'm not up to par with being on social media for this material. When it's like, everybody started somewhere.
Yes.
Right.
I need you to know that
Exactly.
everybody
Exactly.
started somewhere.
Exactly.
I want to do my makeup reviews, but my bathroom,
Yes.
I don't like it
Yes.
because it doesn't look like a hotel bathroom. You got to
Right.
get started so that you can have your own hotel bathroom.
Yes. Oh my
Or
God.
you'll
you're
never
speaking
get
to
that.
me.
You'll never get it.
Yeah, no, you have to put the content out there. I agree. I mean, if you scroll all the way back to, I need to archive a lot of my stuff.
I said,
But
Me too.
yeah, but sometimes I look at it myself and I'm like, wow, what a wonderful journey. Because I did start from a place where it wasn't, I mean, not to say that it's perfect now at all. I'm still learning, but I did start from a place from, you know, the first start, whatever, the first picture I put out, and I look at the growth and I'm like, okay, it'll be practice for you.
You see
Right.
the confidence.
Putting it out, yes.
You see
Yes.
the change in
Yes.
atmosphere. There's levels to this.
Right.
And you got to appreciate the levels so that you can understand how to value it when you get to that next top.
Yes.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I know lately you have been speaking a lot. I love that. I love that you are encouraging your community because I know that you feel like they want that, and we do want that. So I love that you're doing it. So what has inspired you to become more vocal and to take like a public speaking route as well?
Honestly, since I was 3 years old, child, I was always on a talk show. In my room with my teddy bears. Okay, that was all of this stuff that I'm doing right now are things that I've been
Right.
doing in my bedroom. You know what I mean? When I was very young. The reason why I decided to take the leap this year was because since this business started, I've been so focused on everybody else's social media, everybody else's pages, and I'm just like, I'm gonna take a step back.
Right.
I got to build my page up, you know, and there's so many things that I want to do as a business owner. There's so many things that I want to say. I really want to be on YouTube, but I said, just get started on Instagram.
Right.
Don't prolong anymore. Just get started on Instagram. I bought a bunch of lights. I bought some mics. I bought some cameras. I did some research. And I said, we are going to inspire people. We are going to talk. We are going to put whatever we feel out into the atmosphere. And somebody, if one person gains from this,
Yes.
that is more than enough. And I plan on being on stages and, you know, talking to millions of people one day and having my own conferences. And, you know, because just what we do in I'm Next Modeling, where we're allowing people to establish themselves and have a little piece of something for themselves and building themselves up. It's the same thing that I want to do on that level with speaking as well.
Right.
You know, let's go ahead and speak to thousands and hundreds of thousands of people and have a woman empowerment conference where everybody's flying in and we're talking about our journeys.
Right.
Because there's so much power in it. And I feel like we come from a background where I want to talk to people.
Yes.
Right.
I want to reach you.
Yes.
You know, get off that couch.
Yes.
Right.
Get off that couch.
Exactly. Yeah.
There's so much power in you, and you're not even valuing yourself right now because you are inferior and you feel like your circumstances are weighing you down and you can't get above or get a step up because of whatever's going on. But when I tell you, if you get started in 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, by the summertime, you could be in a whole nother position. Your mindset could be so much different
Yes.
if you feed it and execute
Yes.
differently.
Yes.
You know?
I agree.
Wow.
I agree.
Powerful.
That's it, right?
Yes.
That was very well said. I think that yes, all the snaps.
All the snaps.
I feel that yeah, that's so important. I mean, but this is why we have you, so you can instill the confidence,
Yes.
empower us, you know, to speak up for ourselves and just put our content out there, you know, and not be so fearless. You have to be
Yes.
fearless.
Gotta live fearless, guys.
Yes.
Be fearless. Sit fearless.
Fearlessly. Okay.
Yes. Oh my goodness. So I kind of want to make it juicy a little bit. So I kind of want to talk about maybe share an experience that you personally experienced in your modeling career that was kind of like shady or kind of controversial.
Okay. Listen, I've had my experiences. I told y'all I've been in the industry for 16 years. When I started out modeling, there was no Instagram, there was no phone apps, there was none of that. I had to get a lot of those websites y'all go on, like Backstage, I had to go buy a Backstage newspaper from the bodega, from the deli, and it came out every single month. And that's how I found my bookings. I would have to go downtown and find these buildings and go to these auditions. So a lot of times when we did fashion shows, especially upscale fashion shows, the black girls, the brown skin girls, the Latina girls, the girls with the curly hair, the girls with the afro hair, we always got a little shaded now, okay? Now, I mean, this probably is still going on. I feel like now you don't see it as much. You see it. It's very much there, but it's not as prominent. I would say back then, you would go to a fashion show and it's time to do makeup. Your makeup is terrible. They don't even have your skin tone in their makeup kit. No foundation. So they're just like mixing a million things. They don't even want to do it. They're giving you to this person. No, you take her. No, you take her. No, you take her. And they may speak a foreign language. You know, there's so many things that go behind the scenes where it makes people feel so powerless almost, because as a model, you have to have integrity. You have to sit there.
Right.
You cannot argue with somebody. That is unprofessional. Because if you look at two people arguing, you don't know who's the fool.
Right.
Okay? You can't do that. You have to sit there and you have to look at yourself. And if you even say like, well, my eyeshadow is, you know, it's a little messed up, they may say, no, it's not. No, it's not.
Right.
Look, she's complaining. She said, da-da-da. And now we're angry. Right. You know, now we're upset. Hair done. Always having to be last to get your hair done is a pain. All these other girls are getting curls.
So horrible.
They're getting curls. They're getting their hair straightened. They're getting pins. They're getting rhinestones. I mean, the whole 9 yards. They sitting in that chair for 45 minutes. Your turn, bun. Pull it back. Your edges is still messed up. Your hair is still frizzy. If you don't come with your hair blow dried, it's an issue.
Right.
It's just always been an issue, and I feel like it's something that, you know, we don't look forward to, you know, where now it's like, if you don't know how to do black girl makeup, I ain't coming. Or I'm coming with my makeup done. There's nothing wrong with me coming with my makeup done. If you don't know how to do it, I will come with my makeup done. So that is one way that I will say the shade. I mean, when you're in that room and it's a lot of people and you are not getting the same attention, that is different. Now, for me, you know, growing into who I am now, I see it for other girls, but when I'm in that room or in that position, I'm not dealing with the same thing because they know who I am.
Right.
So it's different, but I see the other girls kind of just
Yeah.
waiting around, and it just takes me right back to that place like, ooh,
Yeah.
ooh, I hate that feeling. Or going to the bathroom and I'm seeing all the girls doing their makeup. That's my color. That's the shade for me, darling.
That's crazy. I just saw a story recently. Shout out to Lamique. I saw a story that she was in where there was this young lady that booked a makeup artist to do her pregnancy photo shoot, and she did not have her skin foundation, and the pictures came out horrible, and the lady just didn't really care. And Lamique saw the story, and she reached out to her, and she redid her whole photo shoot for her, found the right makeup palette, because that's what she focuses on.
Beautiful.
So yeah, I love that. But you're right,
unfair.
that happens. Exactly, it's unfair.
So unfair, and it leaves us really feeling like, what do we have to do?
Yeah.
This is still going on.
Right.
And it's not okay. Like, a lot of times we don't want to be that person. Like, I've never experienced that. I've never experienced colorism or anything like that. Not really. Growing up in New York is everybody's together. But in these environments, it is very much different. It is very much different. And back in the day, it was only room for really 1 or 2 Black girls. Right. Okay, so we was squatted up back in the day. We would go to all these auditions together, me and all these model friends that I had, and it was really down to the wire, like, we all not getting in.
Right.
You know what I mean? We all not getting in. And there was one time that I got into a show and all of my friends really wanted to get in. I think me and another one of my friends got in and one of them didn't. And she was devastated. And she just cried and cried and cried. And it's the industry. You got to have that thick skin, okay?
Right.
You're not going to get picked for everything. But the problem was, it was so many others.
Right.
I'm talking about 50 plus. And it was only about 3 of us.
Wow. Yeah, that's horrible.
It's tough.
It is tough. It is. But again, that's why I'm glad that you're speaking up and you are speaking
one
up
more
for
shade.
us. Yeah, go ahead.
I got one more shade that I just remembered, and this is more recent. So me and my assistant was looking for more interns, right? So if you want to be an intern, feel free to reach out to management@omnext.net. But we were looking for some assistants, some interns and things of that nature, because even though it may look like a baby company, we are making real power moves. There's a lot going on behind the scenes. Right. And we had some pretty good candidates, right, who were very much interested. I mean, they were really interested. They reached out to us, right? But then I don't know what it was. Maybe they didn't thoroughly do their research or something. Maybe they changed their mind when they found out that it was owned by 2 Black young people, me and my partner. And I'm just like, because they're like, I don't know if this is the right company for me to intern with. Oh, bye. What's the that's basically what it was. But it really brings me back to, what are you looking for?
Exactly.
What do you think is the right agency for you to intern with? Because I can tell you what, you won't be respected as you are going to be here over there. Nobody's going to know your name at the place that you're looking for. Nobody's going to even give you a leg up at the place that you want. Nobody's going to put money in your pocket at the place you're looking for. And that is something that really grinds my gears, because it's like, don't get it twisted. Okay, you are talking to someone that is going to be, who's already amazing, but is going to be even more amazing in the future. And later on, you're going to be like, man, I could have been a part of that journey.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah. Listen, I don't like that. I don't like that that's going on. But it's okay, because that's why we're supporting each other, so that at least, us as a community support each other and we empower each other and help each other grow. Yeah, because, like G said, oh well, next. Walk away from those situations. Exactly. Yeah. So to wrap it up, I do want to commend you and your partner, though, because you and your husband, right, are running your business. So I love that. How is it working with your significant other?
It's beautiful.
I love it.
I love y'all together.
Yeah. I can see the energy just off the pictures.
Yes.
It's really like that behind the scenes. It's very much rare. I've been with him since I was 11 years old.
Oh, wow.
We have our child who is 11 years old.
Wow.
11.
It's good, and it's good moments and it's bad moments. When it's bad, it's bad.
Right.
You don't want to be in the meetings, okay? Because it's rough. I'm a hound. He's a hound. He's powerful. I'm powerful. But it's not a competition. Right. He values me. I value him. He values what I have to say. I value what he has to say. And when I tell you that it is an absolute pleasure working with that man, you
I
know,
love
you
it.
gotta learn to respect, you know, what someone else has to say, their
Yes.
vision, because they bring something to the table. You know, two heads definitely are better than one when the goal is the same. You know, we both serve God together,
Yes.
which is something that I feel like is extremely powerful, because in his transition back into Christianity, I was still really rocking. I was very much crazy. And, you know, and then it calmed me down and it put me in a different perspective, like, wow. You know, like, look at all this value.
Yeah.
Like, look at all
Right.
this value. We just got our studio, which was
Yes, congratulations.
insane trying to
Yes.
get. We booked this studio before. And then Ivy calls and she's like, I'm just going to try to call them one more time because they're not even answering the phone. I'm like, why are they not answering the phone? We book every month. And what happened was she said, she had him on speaker and he said, yeah, we think we're going to close the studio and da-da-da. And she's like, I said, tell them that we want to get the studio. Is it up for sale? And she was like, well, is it up for sale? He said, yeah, if you guys are interested.
Wow.
So we set a meeting. We didn't know how we were going to pull all this money together, y'all, in 5
But it
days.
happens. God makes it
5
happen.
days.
That's crazy.
That's God.
And we
Yes.
prayed and we prayed.
Yes.
And I was like, God, I want that picture with the keys.
Right.
I want the picture with the
cute.
keys.
Yes.
And it happened. And then
Wow.
as soon as I got it, you know what I thought? I said, man, how am I going to keep this? I said, what if I lose this? But it's that faith. I've been so
Yes.
comfortable for 3 years, and now I'm really, they say if your dreams are not scaring you, they're not big enough.
Oh, that is the truth.
Now I
That is
feel
the truth.
trembling. I'm trembling now.
Right.
So I guess this is the next level to
Right. And God is
There
gonna
you
give
go.
you that route, that path. He gave you the
right.
key. He gave you the
That's
picture
right.
with the
Gave
key.
me the key.
So he's gonna give you everything else.
I gotta
girl.
trust.
Listen.
I gotta trust.
Oh my God, I love that though. Congratulations on your
Thank you.
space.
Congrats.
And I love your story and your journey with your husband. I love it. I think that it's good to show that you can work with your spouse and get along and have a thriving business. So I love that. But thank you.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate
Yes.
this experience. I would not have missed this for the world. I feel like just sitting down, talking to you guys,
Right?
these genuine souls. You know, watching you grow, your brand as a whole has really elevated, and it's such a beautiful thing to see. It makes us want to be better.
Yeah.
You know?
Thank you.
Thank you so
will
much.
be
Keep
part of
setting
it
that
too.
bar. Keep setting
That's
the
right.
standard, okay?
That's right.
Keep your foot on these necks.
Okay. Yes. So on that note, for the rest of 2024, we're keeping those foot on those necks. Okay.
Foot on those necks.
And make sure that y'all check out Amani Kroom. Oh, give them your Instagram so they can follow you.
Yes, please. So my Instagram is The Real Amani Kroom. Our business Instagram is I'm Next Modeling. And if you want to rent some studio time or have an event, I'm Next Studio.
Yes, I love it. Thank you
Love
so
it.
much again,
Thank you
Queen.
for having
Yes.
me.
All right. So that wraps up Women's History Month.
We did it!
Yes.
Yes!
All right. That was Sit Fearlessly. We'll see you guys next month.